Hey there, Wranglers. How you doing? Today's show is going to be very controversial, and I don't mind that a bit. If you don't like what I have to say, put it in the comments below. We'll deal with it there. And what I'm talking about today is internal decapitation. And before we jump into it, you know what to do. Like and subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, what you're seeing behind me is an example of internal decapitation. Internal decapitation is different from our standards of our normal standards of decapitation, where the head is completely severed from the body and could roll around on a bowling alley or whatever. No, this isn't that way. Head is still technically attached, except the stuff inside is broken away. It could be the ligaments that hold the head on. It could be the bones here. You see the cervical spine here is disconnected from the skull. This is an example of internal decapitation. And it can happen in a lot of ways. Mostly it's going to happen in a severe accident, like a car wreck, or if you're on a bike and you get hit by that, and see how that goes. But what generally the way it occurs, something traumatic like that. There are cases where it happens in other ways, like in the case that I'm going to get to, and the cases I'm going to talk about here are chiropractic. In fact, before I did this video, I had a good buddy of mine who belongs to a forum that I've belonged to for many years. I'm not going to shout out his name because I don't want to. I don't want to get him in trouble or anything like that. But he actually did some research for me. He had a wedding he had to go to one weekend, and his brother's a chiropractor, and he asked him flat out about this. And I believe what his brother said was true, that this is very rare in chiropractic circles. No matter, but nevertheless, this does scare me, and I'm going to show you why it scares me, and I'm going to explain it to you. It's going to be, I'm pulling up some notes here, but it is scary, and I'm going to explain why it scares me. I see a lot of chiropractic videos online, and I want to preface this by saying I don't hate chiropractors. I don't personally like them myself. I don't like the manipulation on my body. I'd rather have a massage than stuff cracked. But that being said, I watch a lot of chiropractic videos because I guess I like the sound and stuff like that. And some of it's kind of interesting to me. I have a degree in medical illustration, so anything medical related, I'll watch. It could be, foot care. It could be surgery. It could be you name it. Skin diseases. I'll watch it on YouTube or wherever. I like medical type videos. I really enjoy them. And I enjoy therapeutic type videos that help you recover because I'm recovering from a stroke. Now, this is the cervical spine separated from the skull. Now let's go over here. I got some information here for you guys. This guy right here, and I've covered their eyes to to conceal their identity. Uh, this guy does this thing he calls ringdingers, or whatever he wants to call them, where he wraps a towel, a high tech piece of equipment called a towel, around the jaw of his patients, tells them to close their mouth, and then he yanks this thing so hard they almost come off the table by 2 feet practically, and then they go, oh my god, I felt it all the way down to my toes. And I'm going to explain that to you here in just a little bit, what that really is. And he uh, he does this to just about every single patient. In fact, that's one criticism I have about so many chiropractors on YouTube or whatever. They do the exact same thing to pretty much every patient. I'd say in 80 to 90% of the time. I don't care what you come in complaining about. I don't care who the chiropractor is. They're going to do the same thing to you. Okay, and there's very few that vary up their their procedures. There's one I even watch because I can just bop through the scenes, and I can tell at a certain point what's coming next. And sure enough, then I'll watch that part next or whatever. They really have their routine down. It seems like it's just generic care. But this guy will wrap a towel around your neck and yank your head really hard. You can find him out there on the internet. Just Google chiropractors or whatever, or YouTube chiropractors. You'll find him, and hopefully be able to recognize him because of how well I've disguised him there. Um, is another example of him. He's made a lot of I should say actually he has made a lot of videos, but a lot of people have made videos about him too. He's very handsy with his female patients, playing with their hair, doing all kinds of stuff like that. He has been on the creepy chiropractor rabbit hole and with different YouTubers multiple times. So he's kind of a weirdo in my opinion. But this is him. And this is, again, I've disguised him for, privacy's sake. And this is one of his patients. And I don't know if she had got the big yank there or not. Probably did, because that's all he ever really does to people. And what that does, he'll pull that thing and ask them, did they feel it all the way down to their toes? And a lot of people will say, yeah, I felt it down to my toes. And what that is, it's not a relief. It's not that your spine is stretching, and it gives you this relief that you didn't have before. It's literally like hitting a funny bone. It's actually uh, pain. It's actually a type of neurological pain that they're feeling. It's a weird kind of pain. It's not their typical, like, ache and all that kind of thing, but it's that electric shock feeling is a pain. Now, let me tell you why. Let me give you an example. When they say it feels like electric shock or whatever, and I felt it down to my toes, imagine. Remember when you hit your funny bone, or we've all hit our funny bone. That pain there, it hurts somewhat, but it's also very. What it does to the nerves is just kind of freaks them out for a bit. It just, it I shouldn't, that you don't dislocate a nerve. It, it basically sends the nerve into a state the nerve has never been in before or is not used to being in. It's like the nerve gets knocked out, like, like it's like it's crazy or something. Okay. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. The nerve is short circuited, and that's why you feel this stuff all the way down. Okay. And this guy's expert at doing that, and it worries me. It worries me when I see this thing. Um, Now, here's another case where he's getting ready to taking care of his patient here, and I don't know, he's probably explaining to her what he's going to do or whatever, but it's just another picture of him, and probably one of the videos they made in the rabbit hole I discussed earlier. Um, Now this here, you can see that they actually have. If you look up there to the upper left, you can see that this woman's got a strap around her neck. That's one step up from the towel. At least it's looks like sort of like a piece of medical equipment, but they're doing the same thing to her. They put a strap around her neck and they yank the hell out of it. And she's gonna, feel something. What I described, and it's going to. It's how did I say it? It's going to short circuit those nerves. She's going to feel something. She's going to get up. She's like going to be talking about, oh my God, and just like they all do, because basically you've had a Charlie. It's wait, not a Charlie horse. It's like hitting your elbow all the way down your body. Okay, this is what it's doing to your spine. So you will feel something. Now, oh, I know why I wanted to mention this guy. He starts talking about people becoming crack addicts, okay? Not crack that you smoke. And so I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about chiropractic cracking, okay? He says they become crack addicts. Now, any medical treatment that you get addicted to, I don't think is quite a good treatment. Um, I'm recovering now. I'm doing PT. Now, I'm not going to be having going to PT for the rest of my life, I hope. And I'm not addicted to PT. I don't really particularly like doing it, but I have to do it. And after some treatments on certain body parts, my body part gets strong enough I don't really need to work on it anymore. That's the kind of health care you should be getting, is you should actually fix things, not be addicted to returning and having him or your chiropractor or whoever or your doctor, whatever, pulling on you, doing the same thing over and over again. There are some cases where that's needed. There's things that need to be drained sometimes by a medical doctor, not a chiropractic doctor, like a medical doctor. There's things that might need to be drained. Sometimes you might need nerve blocks in your body and other types of treatment for people who've had severe injuries. Now, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your average person that walks in under their own power, has some kind of treatment, and he's calling them crack addicts because he's expecting them to come back and get cracked every week or so or whatever. And you'll hear them tell you that, oh, you need 3 or 4 treatments a day, or not day, a week or something like that. So I'm not quite in favor of that kind of medical treatment. And she's getting the thing there too. And okay, here's our skeleton again. What I wanted to, this next first thing before I forget it, I want to mention somebody that you need to watch is Dr. Chris Raynor. Dr. Chris Raynor is an orthopedic surgeon. He breaks this down very well, and I've got a YouTube link in my description that he will go through the medical particulars of this, and it's very interesting to see his reactions and what he describes as actually happening and all that kind of thing. But and some of what I've said is some of the stuff he said. I can't copy his content because I don't know all those words, even though I'm a medical illustrator, and I can't talk about it with the same expertise that he has. But this is what you got to watch out for. It's this kind of iatrogenic etiology, which means damage caused from a medical procedure. It's a matter of time. I mean, there have been cases, even according to my friend, that maybe 1 in a million or so, or something like that, where the chiropractors will cause this type of damage and decapitate somebody. Now, if you're decapitated internally, one, you only have a 70%, you have less, I mean, 70% chance you're going to die, right? You're going to die if you get internally decapitated, 70%. If you're able to get medical treatment in time, the kind you need, you still have a 15% chance of dying. And then it's a very long, hard recovery process. So, yes, this has happened to chiropractic patients. This has happened to, you know, like I said before, people in accidents and all that. And the thing you got to watch out for are these yanking on your skull, and then also the twisting where they crack the neck that way. Both of those things can tear those ligaments and tear something open. Or, I shouldn't say open, can tear it apart. You don't, I just want to not I just, if you want to go to chiropractic, I think there's some benefit to it. Some people really get relief on certain parts of their body, but I would never have them touch my neck or touch my back. And I think I draw the line there. So I'm not totally against chiropractic. I just think there's a heck of a lot better ways to take care of pain. And I think one of the most effective ways, instead of getting yourself cracked, is go to a masseuse, a good CMT, certified massage therapist. They are much better. And I'm not shilling for massage therapists because I don't, it's not, I don't have a massage therapist sponsor or anything like that, but you can get so much relief from a massage. And other than, you might be able to put a bone back in place, but when you're getting a good massage and you're giving a good massage, there's times you can feel how a muscle is in spasm, and you can work that till that spasm's gone. And then, if it comes back, you actually have a pretty good idea where to go to do it. You don't have to try to reset bones and all this kind of thing. But muscles will go into spasms. Muscles will get overworked. Muscles will be in a lot of pain. That's why I recommend CMT over massage. Over chiropractic. Next time you think you want to go to your chiropractor, this is me talking. Try your massage therapist. See what happens. See if it's as good. But I think I've made my point here. I think this is a dangerous procedure. This yanking on the skull and twisting the neck. Um, I would recommend against it. I know there's been millions of people who have had it done and they've gotten relief and all that, but I think that it's a risk. And you got to understand that it's a risk, and you got to understand that it's kind of strange to me that this type of care ever made it into our mainstream, which isn't horrible. There are some good success stories, but it seems to me that there's too much shady stuff going on out there with it, and there's too many risky procedures. This one in particular, where they yank on your head. I keep saying it, but so I say don't do it. But anyway, if you don't like what I said, you don't like it. That's okay with me. If you do like it, that's fine too. Either way, you can sound off in the comments and see what happens there. But I want you to have good health. I want you to be strong and healthy and not have to suffer or recover for months or years on end. And, keep up the good work if you're doing whatever you're doing. And, but just be informed, be aware. And again, I want to direct you to Dr. Chris Raynor's information on here. He's a brilliant man, absolutely brilliant man. And I'm going to put that link in there so you guys can get the medical nitty gritty of it. And I'll see you later, Rangers. What the heck am I talking about? Wranglers. Okay, guys. We'll see you later. Take care. Be safe. Be healthy. I'll talk to you later.